All right. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Law Practice Accelerator. It's Duncan. I'm super excited to be with you today. We're going to look today at how one local attorney is crushing big law at the online game and how you can too. If that sounds good to you and you want to learn how you can get thousands of dollars of free value from me very soon, stay tuned to the very end. You won't want to miss it here on Law Practice Accelerator. All right. Here we go. Listen, welcome back, friends. You will recall in recent episodes that we have been looking at big law websites, in particular at Kirkland and Ellis and Wachtel, and trying to figure out if, in fact, these big money, giant money firms have websites that are hot or not. And the resounding answer was, if you look at them from a direct response marketing perspective and just smart advertising, are they client prospect focused at all? The answer is, that's a big no. They are not hot. They are not even remotely hot. They are not trying to get clients with their websites. If you're already dedicated to doing business with Wachtel or Kirkland and Ellis, then I guess these websites will suit you fine. If you know the name of the particular attorney at Wachtel or Kirkland and Ellis and you're just trying to find their phone number, you'll be just fine. But if the purpose of a site is to try to connect with a prospect and help get that person to know, like, and trust you, to see that you have value to offer them such that they might want to do business with you, then those sites fail entirely. And we talked about all the reasons why that's true. Well, today we're going to look at the website of one local lawyer, and I just picked one, who is smoking these giant multi-$100 million and multi-billion dollar firms with her simple little website. And she's actually going to connect with clients with it in a much better way than these big firms. So how did I find this person? Before I show you the site, I want you to know I found this. I did a Google search, simple Google search. I don't know, somebody who might be interested in estate planning would do. And so I just searched for estate planning attorney. And I told Google not to use my location services. But of course, for their ad purposes, they still do. So the first hit, the way I found this site was it was the first hit at the top of my results list because this person has decided to use Google ads to make sure she can promote her practice, which is really smart. So that's something we should all be thinking about. I mean, hope is not a strategy when it comes to developing business in your law practice. So you want to make sure that you're actually out doing smart marketing, which includes smart advertising using direct response marketing principles. And so she at least has this ad coming up and getting her results at the top of the list at least once in a while. So that's how I found this law office. And here's what it looks like. It is the Austin Law Office in Corydon, Indiana. Now, I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and yes, we do pronounce it Louisville here. Corydon's not very far away. Now, you might look at this site. This is the page to which I was directed from my search for estate planning attorney. This is not the landing page. It's not the home page for the site. And we're going to talk some about that. Now, you might be wondering, thinking to yourself, I mean, Duncan, I don't know. This site doesn't look all that cool. I mean, it doesn't have any wowie zowie when I scroll across it. Things move around or not. So how can this be good? And I get it, but that's not what makes a website good. The wowie zowie doesn't get you business. Here's what gets you business. Now, I'll tell you right off the top, this giant stock photo thing needs to go. Just a fact. All right. It's not helpful at all. But here's what is. You come down a little bit. At least we have something like a call to action, something like an attention-getting headline. Not quite. I would punch this up a lot. I would reframe this a lot. But look at some of this copy and see how it's better than the big law firms. Achieve your goals. Wait a minute. We're going to help you achieve your goals. Look at these pronouns. Your will. When you discuss your plans. When, not if, you discuss your plans. She's already using the right kinds of pronouns to let people know that she is prospect and client focused. She's talking about them and their needs and the benefits that she can provide them. She's letting them know she's thinking about them. And here's the other thing that just floored me that, hey, she thought to do this. We offer free consultations for estate planning. That, friends, is an offer. And look what comes right after that offer, a call to action. Now, what I would do is get that stuff a whole lot more front and center. All right. This shouldn't be buried like this, but at least on the main page that her ad sends people to when they are searching for estate planning attorneys, they're going right to an offer, and free is always a great offer. Free consultation, call now. Offer, call to action, telling you exactly what they want you to do. That's smart. That's what you want to be doing on your website. And it's not even just that. In addition to this little bit of copy, which you would want to expand, people think that folks won't read anything these days. Think about it from your perspective. If you're actually interested in something, you're actually seeking and considering possibly buying something, a good or a service, are you willing to read about it, especially if it's a potentially significant investment? Answer is, of course you are. You absolutely do. We all do, right? So having more copy and let people know you've been thinking even more about their situation is not a problem. That's not going to hamper you. That's an asset. All right. That's not something that's going to hinder you. So I would expand this a little bit, but at least has the right kind of flavor. Discuss your needs with an experienced team. Now, a couple of things I would change on here other than the obvious that we've already talked about. Well, I want to know one more really awesome thing that's going on here. Look, she's already anticipated an objection. Payment plans are available when you need them. She knows that sometimes people have a hard time paying. So she's already thought of that objection and given them a way to get around that. She wants to work with them, right? She's making that really plain and clear right from the outset. That's very good. Now, a few kind of rookie mistakes. This placeholder video thing, no way. You never do that. I mean, this just looks sloppy because nobody is coming running back to the Austin Law Office site to see what comes next. You know, what will she put up when something finally goes up? So that needs to go away. Here's a big issue I would note for all of us. This is just good housekeeping. If you actually go to the Austin Law Office main page, which is at CorydonAttorneys.com, Corydon, C-O-R-Y-D-O-N, attorneys, CorydonAttorneys.com, all one word. You get another giant stock photo. I would lose that. Get honest, effective, caring legal services. Not that impressive as a headline. Doesn't really get your attention and really doesn't differentiate you in any way. It's not going to make you stand out. Everybody, presumably, at least pretends to have effective and honest legal services, maybe not caring. So maybe that's a slight differentiator, but only slightly. Now, here's the bit. I'm happy enough-ish sort of with these. It's good to have some graphics. I would have picked something else. Here's the thing that gets me. All right, we'll look here. Again, this is the front page. I like what's going on here. Discuss your SSA needs during a free consultation. Schedule a free divorce consultation. Visit today for a free initial consultation. So we got offers out the wazoo. Only one call to action on this. Not sure why we didn't have it on these other areas. I would. But this grabbed, and we have down here another coming soon video, which is no good. If you're not going to have a video, don't have a placeholder waiting for a video. That's just bad. But here's something that's also really bad. You've got to test your site before you go live. Test it, test it, test it. Certainly before you go running ads to it. Because you'll notice here, we got family law and divorce. When you go to this button, rely on our marriage and divorce services, look what happens when you click it. Uh-oh, we're in the estate section. Watch what happens when we click on the wills and estates button. Oops. Uh-oh, we end up on the divorce page. Now, this is a particularly big problem for, frankly, smaller firms and solos like us, because people who hit these sites, they probably aren't necessarily fully dedicated to doing business with us anyway. They might already have questions about our ability to do the work just because we're small and solo. Not legitimate necessarily, but that's the way people think. But it doesn't help that impression and that concern that when something like I press the button that says marriage and divorce and I end up in estate planning, when that happens, people are bouncing. No one's sticking around for that. They're already going to assume that you're not detail-oriented, you're not paying attention. And if you're not going to do that with your website that you're holding out to the world, then what are the odds you're going to do it effectively with their legal work? So you can't have that happen. But I will note this, one last thing, because I do want to, by the way, how do I know it's a she? On the Meet Maryland page, this is Maryland, Austin. And I just look at her and I like her. That's why I would take her photo and get it front and center, right? Why are they burying her way down here under all this stock photo nonsense? She should be front and center. along with some testimonials. She's been doing this for 40 years. Surely there are people she's helped that'd be willing to say that, and it would be consistent with her ethical rules to have some testimonials around here to really punch up the likability factor, and that she also, of course, looks very distinguished and knowledgeable. She's sitting in front of this giant stack of books. She must know something. So put her up there and let them know that right out of the gate. I would certainly do that. I do want to give her this Attagirl, if you will let me say that. She does have a contact form on her contact page. In addition to having, of course, all the standard, she's got her office hours up there. She has her email and, of course, the page gets you right here, I think, actually. Directions if you need it. But this bit, you can send her a message from her website. Now, I think this is way too much information even to be suggesting that you would want from somebody. So I would cut these fields way, way, way down. But I love it. And you have the ability actually to send a message directly through the website. That's smart marketing. That's reaching out to your prospects and saying, hey, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to hear. Tell me how I can help you. Here are all the things I do. Here are the benefits that I can provide, and I have provided to other people like you for 40 years. Here, get in touch with me. Let me know what your problem is so I can help you too. Not call me if you feel like it, right? I mean, there are calls to action about the phone number, and that's perfectly fine because that's apparently part of her sales process. Get them on the phone, and that's when you close the deal, and that's great. But I love also having the ability to get this feedback right directly from the website for lots of reasons, not the least of which is she can know if this is converting, right? Are people actually finding this form and using it? My guess is maybe not. Contact people might grab that and then come down here and do this. I would move that up to the front as well. And you probably have some hint of where I'm going because on the one hand, I want to compliment the Austin Law Office and Maryland Austin in particular because her website is much more prospect focused than Kirkland and Ellis and Wachtel. From a direct response marketing perspective, she is crushing it compared to Big Law. That's amazing. A Corydon, Indiana, probably solo. I don't know Maryland personally. My guess is she's looking like she's a solo, and she's doing a much better job from a client-focused, prospect-focused perspective than some of the biggest firms in the world. So kudos on that. Is there a way that she could improve it still? Well, I think perhaps there is. How would she go about doing that? Well, you might have some hint of where I'm going to go on that because we talked about it before. This site right here that I have crafted is designed from top to bottom to speak to. Now, it's particularly set up for estate planning attorneys, but you can use it for any law practice. You just have to tweak the copy, right? But it's designed to grab attention, let them know exactly what you're going to do, the value you're going to give up front. We're going to put in, I know this is a placeholder, which is funny, but of course it's meant to be a shelf for you guys to pour your content into, right? So you put your video right up here, you're grabbing them, calls to action all over the place. Think about Maryland's, here's a great thing about this. You can take her existing color scheme, drop it on here in a heartbeat, reframe this whole thing. If she likes the copy, all she needs to do is add her photo, her name and address and some other things here, and she's good to go, right? Honestly, with what I'm going to give you guys for free on Thursday, this Thursday, tune in, set the date you want to be watching. If you aren't already subscribing, subscribe and make sure you turn on alerts because you want to find out what I'm going to do for you on Thursday. On Thursday, I'm going to tell you how you can get all of this and training to help you do it and an email sequence and thousands of dollars of other support and bonuses, all for free. You'll want not pay me a dime, all right? This rides on ClickFunnels. I can't give you ClickFunnels for free, so I'm going to tell you how that's going to work, all right? I am a ClickFunnels affiliate, but I'm going to give you all of the content, all of this stuff to write on top of it, all of the support, all of the training, a bunch of bonuses. I'm going to tell you how to get it all coming up this Thursday. You don't want to miss it. Make sure, again, you subscribe. If you like this and if you want to get that goodness for free from me, and I am so happy to do it, though it is going to be for a limited time and for a limited number of attorneys. This is essentially a beta test, and I'm only going to do it for a few days to open this up. And then when I close it, I'm not going to reopen it until coming later this year for a first quarter launch, and that's going to cost real money, at least $1,000. So keep that in mind. If you want this stuff for free, be watching on Thursday. Share it with your friends, not your competitors that you don't care about, okay? But do share with your friends. Want them to know that they can come here and find out something amazing that they can get for free this Thursday. Friends, it's been a pleasure. It always is. I will talk to you again no later than this Thursday for the big reveal. Until then, be sure you like and subscribe because this stuff's getting smoking hot. Talk to you later, y'all. Bye.